Oh, hi. My name is Leslie Nelson from the Kwakwa, usgimukw, and Nuxalk. I'd like to acknowledge that we're on unceded territory of the Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, and Squamish, that they let us work, play, and do as we're doing now. GILA'KASLA, as you noticed, I'm wearing a pink shirt. It's Anti-Bully Day today, on February 24th. And if you don't know the story behind it, I suggest you research it. If I tell you, we'll be here till midnight. Yeah, it's Anti-Bully Day. So the story, I'm going to do a virtual smudge right now before the story, so I gotta. Usually, sometimes I'll go east, south, west, and north just to call spirits to come in and give us help when we need it. It's almost like the four directions. So. It's east. South. West. North. So self-smudge is if you have jewelry on of any sort, if you don't smudge it and put it on the altar, it's like you're willing to let it go, and if you lose it, you're going to forget it somewhere. This is when you go to an altar when you want to do a smudge where someone's doing a smudge. And then I'll just go smudge this. So it's just like when you smudge, it's just like you're taking a bath, you're just putting sage smoke over your head. So you do your ear so you can hear good. Your eyes so you can see good. And your mouth you can speak good. Enlighten your heart. Your hand, your arm, and your leg, your full leg, your feet. Good. You can walk in a good way, and your hands do things in a good way. And if you can't have someone to smudge you, you're doing this self-smudging. You go around 4 times. Say a prayer each time. It cleans in your back. So now I smudged myself, so I'll virtually smudge you. If you can stand up and face the screen or where you are, I'll just do like what I did. Put it over your head, to your ears, your eyes, your mouth. Enlighten your heart. To your arms, your hand. To your leg, both legs and your feet. You can walk good. With your hand, you do good. Eyes, see good. Ears, hear good. In your mouth, you speak good. And it's like taking all the energy, bad energy that you may have picked up while you were outside, or just bad energy that you may have thought, whatever. You know, it cleans you. Now if you turn around, face the other way, I'll do your back, and when I say GILA'KASLA, you're done, I'm done. GILA'KASLA. Hey, just partially learned in my language. So tonight, I'm going to tell you a little story about this. In a way, the story kind of relates to the bully. So, gotta be kind to this. It's about a wolf and the coyotes. They're related. They're related to each other because, you know, they hunt in packs. They eat the same prey. But the coyotes are the tricksters, so they're the ones that can sneak around. The wolves go in packs. And they have a wise tale about when you hear them howling, you don't howl back because they'll come toward you. So these wolves, like I said, relates to this kind of a bullying. The wolves, they were surrounded this village of animals. They were animal people. You know, in every village or tribe, they have names. So what happened was they had their daily meetings of how they're going to get food, because the wolves always kept the tide at high tide. They never let the tide go down. And they were getting hungry. They can't go and eat. They want seafood. That's the only thing they can live off. And they can't get clams or whatever, sea urchins. And they were trying to get the wolves, wouldn't let the tide down because they were hoping the village would die off so they can go in and eat them. Because that was their way of trying to get their food. But they were hoping people would die off one at a time. So when they were talking, this deer came up, spoke up on the meeting. He told the rest of them, he says, I'll volunteer. I'll pretend I'm dead, if that's what they're waiting for. I'll pretend I'm dead. I'll take a knife with me. You guys put me in that box and do everything like you do when you do a burial. And they don't bury them, they just leave them up in a stump or wherever. So they did that. And the deer was just laying there calm, holding on to the knife. And the wolves is watching them. And they all went back like they lost a really good friend, and they waited. The wolves are really suspicious watching that box. And then the head wolf walked up, started sniffing. started sniffing around the box where that deer was supposed to have been dead. And he started getting suspicious because, you know, it didn't smell like death. But before he had a chance to run, the deer managed to grab that tail, and he sliced that tail from the wolf. And the wolf went yelping back into the woods. So the deer went running back to the village. He says, I got it, I got it, I got it. Happy. They had something of them. And they knew that the wolves needed the tail back. So what they did was, in the house, they had where they have meetings, they had a big fire, and they put that stick right across, and they had it tied, hanging on that big fire, but they won't burn it. So after maybe a day or two, the head wolf send these, I guess you can call them soldiers, send them in, went to talk to the people in the village. And he said he wants his tail back. He said, well, this is our proposition. We want the tide. You guys let the tide down, and you might get the tail back. He says, well, I don't know. So they started letting that tail go to the fire. They said, just wait, we're going to go back and talk. So they went and talked to the head guy, and they just said, okay, we'll let it down once, the tide. They told them, they said, that ain't long enough. Once ain't long enough. They're not going to have time to pick clams and all the sea urchins and whatever they have to get to preserve food. So they said, we want tide twice a day. Go down, come up, go down, come up. And he says, oh, I don't know if he's going to agree with that. So they put the tail down closer to the fire again. They can hear that sizzling from the fur. Said, oh, wait, we'll go talk. So they went and talked. And finally, they came up with an agreement that if you give the tail back, he'll let the tide down twice a day. So all the villagers were, you know, just like any happy people, you know, they're all dancing and being happy, the tide's going down. They all had their gears all ready to go and get their clams, mussels, whatever sea urchins they can get down there. Or sea urchins are sea urchins, but I mean whatever seafood they can get down when it's low tide. And they pick up a lot before the tide comes back in, and when the tide goes down again, they're back out there doing they're picking so fast. So what happened, that they brought the tail back to the wolves. The wolves finally said, you know, they were defeated, they can't win. So they moved on. They just went their own way. They cannot compete with that village because of that deer. He had gotten that tail of that wolf leader. So that's how the tide has become low and high, twice a day. But ours, don't ask me, I wouldn't know. So that's how the story ends, with good thoughts about people, you know, at least they're not going to starve. GILA'KASLA. Now, if you remember Monday night, come pick up a mask, a gift bag with beads and whatever else we might have to offer. Sometimes we get them at the last. Check us out, 6 to 8 Monday, and I might see you next week. The Elder Chat. And today, a mask. Wear your mask. Be 6 feet apart. Be safe. Be kind. No bullying. I hope. GILA'KASLA.